Hey YouTube, Angie B here. So I'm coming today with another tutorial. Yes, yet another. I am going to show you how I make my covers for my journal. So I bought some specialty paper from Michaels and it's like burlap, okay? And I figured this be a great cover for the front of a journal, for a journal. Perfect size, 12 by 12. It's a perfect fit. So we are going to make the cover for this. So I'll walk you through how I do this. All right. So here I have just a regular cereal box. I love the S'mores Honey Made ones. I don't know why. I love this cereal. Best cereal. You guys gotta try it. So this is cut at 7.5 by 10.5. Okay. And then down here, as you see, I already have my pencil marks. So we're going to be scoring each side. It's going to be 4.5 inches, and you're going to have a 1.5 seam. So I have my marks here already. So I'm going to score that with you here. So we're going to score it at 4.5. Make sure these are lined up. Score it at 4.5. And then again at, what is that, 6. 6. Okay, and then you have your seam where you're going to fold it. Now, when it comes to these journals, I like to put this part in the inside of the book because when you cover it with paper, it's better. You're not going to see through that. Some fabric you can see through. So when you cover this with paper, you're not going to see any of that. So we have our seam here. Let's get this out of the way. Let's get our fabric. So now we're going to let's cut our fabric down. And I have the paper that I'm going to use also. And this has like a sticky side here, so that's what's going to be that's what's going to get glued to the book. But I just want to cut this down. And my big scissors. Oh, I'm not going to use my big scissors. I'm going to give myself about, see, you can put this perfectly right in the middle of this 12 by 12, and then you already have your seam, your edge here that you need. You only need about a 1/2 inch or 1 inch. In this instance, it's going to be about a 1/2 inch. Cut that straight across. Okay. So now we have this. So what I am going to do right now, I'm going to glue this down first, and then we're going to miter our corners and everything. I want this to get glued down. I have a fresh bottle of Fabri-Tac, so that's what I'm going to use. You can use double-sided sticky tape, whatever glue you prefer to use, but you do not want it to be thick and bulky, you know. Fabri-Tac is best, of course. It's fabric, so that better dry nice and clear, which, yeah, Fabri-Tac typically does. Sometimes I use double-sided sticky tape too. So we are going to cover this. I love a fresh bottle. Oh, my other bottle, oh my goodness, it was, I don't know if y'all saw me struggling with that on my tutorial, but I had to stop and use my hot glue. Okay. And we have our cover. I'm going to miter my corners here. Get rid of the stupidness. And so I'll take some to this corner. Doesn't look like it's down all the way. There we go. Doesn't matter if it squirts out the end, it's going to get folded over anyway. Squirt out the end. It's getting folded over anyway. Okay, so now you have that. So now we're going to take our edges and do the same thing. And I do the top and bottom first, and then I go back and do the sides. You have to fold this down first because your paper has to cover this. There's our top. Ooh. So I picked a paper that's neutral, and it can either go springy or summery. So, because I haven't quite figured out which way I want to take it yet. I have some flower kits that I had bought, and that's what I had in mind to use for this. Especially for like the front cover and things, but then I'm trying to think about all the paper that I may have right now that I can use. And yeah, I don't know. Got a couple different ideas in mind, so alright. These down nice and tight. Fabri-Tac dries so quick too. See, cannot see no glue. You cannot see no glue, no glue, no glue. Oh, there was one thing I did forget to do, but we still have time to do it. No biggie, because I still have to lay the paper down. When I first started doing these journals, I was of course watching tutorials of people, and to reinforce or give their spine a little more stability, I cut apart a Priority Mail package, the ones that look like this, that have no bubble mailer in them. They look like this, okay? And what I'm going to do is put it right in the middle of the seam, just to give it a little more support. And there's about a 1/2 inch hanging out onto this edge here. So if you can see where the lines are there, there's about a 1/2 inch on each side. Just to give it a little more stability, reinforce. I'm actually going to trim this down to the size of just this cover. That way it's not on the fabric too. It's okay if it's a little bit on the fabric. It's still going to be covered again. So I'm going to use my Bearly Arts glue for that. So I have a little more time to move it around. I'm a hole. I can't get the thingy in my hole. Okay, there we go. Boop, boop. I'm gonna take this and just put a whole bunch of glue on it. So I'm not too... There we go. And then here's what I do with this. Since this is already creased, just pick this up like this. Smooth it out like that. That's gotta go. Oh, now this has got to go. Can't have this getting stuck to paper that I'm swiping. Oh, I gotta clean that up. Stay. Okay. Come on, little. Trying to just get as many of these bubbles out as possible. Alright. Alright. So now we have that in. So here's the paper that I got. I cut out neutral, right? So it can kind of go either way. This is cut at the cardboard, the base itself is cut at 7.5 by 10.5. This is cut at 7.25 by 10.25, just to give yourself that edge, okay? Now here's typically where you say, okay, just glue the paper down and go about your business. No. You have to create your creases. I like to create my creases in my book first, because in my paper, because yeah, you see the buckling, and you have to keep doing this and working it and straightening it out. So let me find my placement here. Got my placement. This is where I wanted to lay. Typically, this is what I do. Fold it over, find that crease, bend it, and then push my paper down until I see about where that crease is. Then I get my ruler. I have to get it now. And I go to this edge and I make sure that it's 1.5 inches, because that's how thick it should be. Now this is kind of difficult because, you know, what you can do is line your ruler up there first. That way you know. So from there, there we go. I'm at 1.5 inches. So I'm gonna do that. Now I'm gonna do it the other way too. So I'll show you about what so here I'm gonna put it. Let me see if I can scooch in a little bit. Here I'm gonna put it at the 1.5 inches, right? This is the best way I know how to do, because that's how thick my seam is gonna be. 1.5 inches from the edge. And then I'm gonna take this piece of paper and put this edge at the end, so I know it's 1.5 inches. And then press it down. Then I know I have an even fold there. Well, it's as thick as it should be. Alright, so now we got our center. That's going there. I want to, trying to figure out if I want to start from the center this time. That's because I typically start in the center and work my way out. Typically, that's what I do. But it seems like yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to fold this over like this. We're going to start with the center, and I'm going to put some, I'm actually going to, let me finish off this tape. Okay, look like that tape is finished. I gotta get some more of this tape from Amazon. I thought that stuff was gonna last me quite a while. It didn't last as long as I thought it would, because I've been making projects and making projects. Alright, I'm just gonna put 2 strips of that down, because we're also gonna put down some Jesus, not Fabri-Tac, Bearly Arts glue. And I think for the edges, if I have, when I go around the edges, typically I go around the edges with hot glue, but I might just use the Fabri-Tac. We'll see. Alright. Stick some glue on here. I'm just going to put the glue on the paper because it's not really going to, those edges are going to come with, when I do use the Fabri-Tac. There we go. To make sure it went down straight. Now, before I even take any glue to this, I am going to grease this now. And I think we're just going to use, see, this is where I use different things. Oh, that's the Dollar Store stuff. I'm gonna tell you what. When you put double-sided sticky tape down here, it's not moving. So because I want to give myself some time to play, I am going to use this Fairly Arts glue. Not really worried about the fabric because I'm going to go around those edges with Fabri-Tac after this is put down. Okay. Now I'm going to do here is take the Fabri-Tac to these edges. There's a better adherence. You know, it's fabric. It's like a fabric. So, and like I said, you could do hot glue too. Oh, I think I did turn on a hot glue gun for these purposes. And hot glue actually I think sometimes is better because it seems like it helps with any air bubbles that there may be. Wrong side again. See, this is all just kind of like a process here. Put this back out a little bit. There we go. Sorry, I scooched you in, but forgot to scooch you back out. Journals are a process, y'all. No, I didn't turn the hot glue gun on. Thought I did. Ooh. Try and get that glue off of there. Hate Fabri-Tac and how it just does not like to come off of your hands when you get it on it. The only thing I hate about that stuff. Like, for real. It's terrible. Terrible when it comes to that. Like, I'd rather deal with hot glue strings. Alright. Now let's make sure we're good to go over here. Let's get it done over here. Seems like this is clogged up again. Oh my goodness. Oh no. I've got glue on my pen and I don't want to go in, I guess. There we go. You know what? Let's just take this off. This paper. We love you. Alright. Crease. Let's try to smooth it out from there on. And that's why I said Bearly Arts glue, because yeah, move something. Pick it up and move it, hopefully. I know that Bearly Arts glue is not going to hold to that fabric. If it does, I would be so shocked. Like, oh, it works for fabric too? Okay. And then I kind of push it down at the seam too, just to make sure we got that flexibility. Now, you don't want a bunch of air bubbles. Let me see. I think we'll turn on the hot glue gun. Might have to get rid of some air bubbles. Yeah, I didn't think that was going to hold that. No, Bearly Arts glue. Nah. Maybe a little bit, but not permanently. And this is going to be all over my hands. I'm going to have to scrub it off. So what I'm making later entails me to have to really use my hands. Oh, bummer. Wrong side again. Not wonderful. Yeah, I decided to go ahead and make this tutorial because Miss Tina on here. Yeah, Loves to Craft, I think. Tina Loves to Craft on here said she'd like to see a tutorial on it. Okay, sure, no problem. Not doing nothing else right now. I was supposed to work today, but they have a sick kid in the house. And now she's texting me, she's like, oh, she's getting sick again. I was like, oh no. Okay, handle your business. Like, don't want to be in nobody's house if someone's kid is sick. People are home, I could pick it up. No, no, no. Alright, so there is your cover. Probably gonna have to put some hot glue there. Like I said, that definitely helps around the edges of it to seal and lock everything down. Yeah, Fabri-Tac just takes a little longer to dry than hot glue. So it keeps wanting to pop up on me as I'm moving it. But typically, after I'm finished with this, I'm gonna use hot glue. I can fold it, bend it the way I want it to go. All that good stuff. So this is the beginning of the next journal. What was I gonna say? Let me think. There is a lot to this. Eyelets go here, eyelets go here to hold the strings in, to hold the papers in. So that's where I string the elastic through. I put eyelets here. That's the next thing to do. I think, is that the next thing? Yeah, you have to have the eyelets in, of course, to be able to string the papers. So after you put your papers in, get your cover made, you want to pick your eyelets and where they're going to go. And I'll show you guys how to do that and how to space them out so they're evenly spaced out. And then I'm trying to think, did the eyelet, and then you can poke your eyelet here for your tie if you want. I can wait till later. I say it's good to get it done in the beginning. That way when you go to cover, decorate your cover, you're not blocking that's already there, so you're not going to block it. Like, you see that it's there, so you don't have to worry about blocking where you're going to poke an eyelet. So yeah, I still have to figure out what direction do I want to go with this. Oh man, that sucks. Alright, well, I see that this video is 30 minutes long. I'm going to stop it here. I'll come back with a second video of the eyelets and where they go, how to poke them, and maybe how I string a couple papers. I just have to find papers, but that is the one thing that takes some time, because I need to know, okay, what type of a book am I making? Am I going to do this a beach theme? Am I going to do this just like pastel floral springy flower theme type of book, which I think that might be the route I'm gonna go, all because I have a lot of flower papers and stuff like that. So yeah, that being said, I'm stopping this video. It's 31 minutes long. Oh my god. And look out for the next video. As always, like, comment, share, subscribe. See you. Bye.